All right, we are live. Welcome back to another spooky episode of the Forgotten Serial Killer Chronicles, where Michelle and I discuss the lesser known and or forgotten serial killers. She picks out one of them every week, and we have to guess who it is. You ready for this, girl?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm gonna get this shared out real quick. So if you want to talk with the guests for a minute, nobody's popped on yet, but they will be. And if not, thank you for viewing later.
All right.
You can also catch us on the Otter Den Paranormal Live Feed YouTube channel. So if you haven't already subscribed, go there, click it, give it a like, hit that bell, get them notifications. And we are also seen on the Otter's Den and Cobra Paranormal Facebook pages.
Easily.
Yeah, easily. I do have the radar going. All right, there's that one. And here is that one. Hi, Lola.
Hi, Miss Lola.
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
I got to work on that. Joey from Friends. I used to be able to do it really good. You know, all of his different moods and everything. And yeah, it's been a while. You know, how you doing? How you doing? You know, just depending on what he was after. Did you have food or did you have nice hair? We'll say that.
Dear.
Hey, Howie. Thank you. Yep, I totally forgot that we switched nights. So I did shoot Jeff a message that I wasn't going to be able to pop on over there. So please give me my regards and my apologies. Thank you very much. You are the bomb, man. All right.
Yeah, we did change it up a little bit. What we would have usually have done tomorrow, but you know, tomorrow's New Year's Eve, so.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, normally we do this on Thursday nights.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Renee. Hey,
Yes.
Howie.
Thank you for everybody that shares. That helps us get out there, helps people see our pretty faces, our lovely voices, you know, gets us out there. Thank you. That way more people get help. That's the main thing. And so, my sister, what you got for us tonight?
So it's been a while, and my friends, I apologize. You know, life often gets in the way. You know, in between losing people who are close to us and this whole COVID shenanigans and holidays, and it was just super duper hard to connect. But I assure you, I missed all of you.
Yes, absolutely. I was doing this.
You know, honestly, like I was thinking back, I'm like, man, Halloween was the last episode we did.
I think so. Yeah, I was looking
know?
at that when I was bringing the YouTube channel up.
Yeah. Well, I have a double tonight.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, I wanted to do this one for a while, but I thought, oh, what a perfect night, you know, coming back.
Yeah.
So
extra special to end out the, you know, perfect year.
Right. Exactly. Well, I'm gonna drop my glasses because, you know, whatever. This is me without the spectacles.
Hey, you look good. I would, because I get the glare off of the computer screen, you know, as you can see. But if I do that, I can't read the comments. So
right,
maybe I'll do this. That'll work. And if I want to read, I'll just pop them off. Hey, my eyes are really blue tonight. Look at that. I like that. Them's pretty.
Mine are just always brown.
Okay. That means you're full.
I'm always full. I mean, every time somebody calls, I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Why didn't you answer? I'm in the bathroom.
I can attest to that. I am a witness.
Well, we're going to start off with birthdays, but not full birthdays. Because
Okay.
as I was thinking through all of this stuff, I'm like, ooh, if I give away too much information, it's easily Googleable.
Yeah. Plus, Renee is her own little serial killer Google machine down here.
She is. She is. I love
Love
it.
it.
So, yeah, so we have 2 tonight.
Cake. If you gave too much information, it would be cake to get.
Right.
Yeah, I do have the radar on. I'm letting the spirits listen to the show too. So
Perfect. Maybe they'll have some information that can help.
if your serial killers pop on here tonight, I'm just gonna get them walk out of the room.
Well, okay, so here's your first hint. They're both still alive.
Okay.
So, the first one is born in 63. The
Okay.
second one is born in 62, so they're close in age.
Okay. Quite close in age. Quite.
Yes. Yes. So at the time that they determined that they were going to do their murders, they were 23 and 24, so they were young.
You can hear that, can't you?
I can. I really can.
Let me turn up a little bit more. I don't want the squelches to come through, but
Yeah, and
there.
I apologize. Usually I'm like quick on my facts and my notes, but I am the product of migraine medicine today. So I am relying heavily on my cheaters here.
All good. All
Which is
good. I've
okay. Yes.
usually got a notepad handy because this
Yes.
thing, sometimes it works and sometimes it don't.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like a Ford.
So you actually have one person who committed the crimes while the other was a lookout. And as fate would have it, this year, January 16th, the lookout was released. Like she met, oh, it's a she. She met her parole standards.
Of 2020.
Yeah, January 16th of 2020.
That's a
So
three.
our lookout comes in at the only great detail that I have about her is that she weighs in at 450 pounds.
That's a hell of a lookout.
It is. And wasn't nobody getting beyond her, evidently.
Nope.
So our 2 killers hail from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
I still got nothing. And a whole lot of it.
In fact, their endeavors don't have any attachments to child abuse. Like there were allegations during the hearings and all of that. However,
Okay.
nothing was able to be like proved out in court. In fact, the whole thing is not really based upon like their convictions are based upon witness testimony and like there was a real strong lack of evidence. So you have one of them who is actually in jail for life without a chance of parole.
Okay.
It's a really big case of hearsay. He said, she said.
Aha.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of heartbreaking when, things kind of go that way.
Yeah, because you don't really know what happened. You're just assuming.
Correct. So our murderous couple, they have, hey Sherry, they have 5 victims that people are aware of. In fact, the one was convicted with 5 counts of murder and 1 count of conspiracy to commit. And the conspiracy to commit is actually what unravels the whole thing.
Okay. Your numbers are hidden. I'm
Now
gonna
you're
interject.
seeing why I picked this one. You're gonna really see here in a moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna interject here for 1 second. 1963. That equals 10. We got a 9. Okay. There's 19. That's 20. So each one's a 10. Then we got one's 24 and one's 23. That's a 6 and a 5. That adds up to what? 11. And you got your 3 and your 5. There's an 8. Just throwing that out there. I like to look at that kind of stuff.
Right? Yeah. This is why I make sure I get you numbers.
Oh, we have a
So
guess. We have a
I'm
guess.
sorry, Renee. It is not
Oh.
one of our names.
Good try, though.
Yes.
I'll have to
Yes.
get some kind of consolation prizes or something to send out. Send them a feather or something.
Yes, that's a really good idea, actually. That's like super engaging too.
Right?
Now, so the the odd thing about this couple is that hey Sharon, while they were going on this little binge of theirs, they kept souvenirs. And they were stupid enough to brag about it. And they actually had witnesses see these items, but they're like, oh, please, come on, you've got to be joking. And they blew it off.
Okay.
Anyone want me to divulge who we have, or do we want to keep guessing?
What do you know what the souvenirs were?
I have a couple of them. They ranged from jewelry to dentures to, yeah, like very odd objects. So
That's
this
a whole bucket of
couple,
notes.
yeah, like this couple, like their whole thing was the only reason that they had done this was to relive all of those moments because they had found out um how do I word this without giving it away, because this might blow it wide open.
Okay.
So okay, I'm just going to say it. So they committed their murders and they found that it had given them like a better lovemaking life. And when they pulled out these objects, it was like they were reliving the crime. And while they were actually washing the victims' bodies, that apparently deemed to be a huge turn on for them. And yeah, it's really weird. It's really morbid and depraved, and just there's a certain psychosis that obviously goes into it, as is with any murder.
Oh.
But you know, hey guys.
Tell them I said, hey, please.
Renee, any guesses, or do you want me to
I'm clueless. I got nothing and
bust
a
it
whole lot of it.
open and be like blam? So, in fact, okay, so a big clue. There was actually, well, as is with any of these cases, there's, a movie series. I am sorry, Renee, that is not who it is. I'm feeling rather victorious this evening.
Doing good. You doing good.
A true crime novel came out on them, and they were on True TV and Forensic Files. So they've had interviews and everything else. Um,
Do you
yeah,
know who
you
the
know,
author? Do you know who the author of the true crime novel was?
oh gosh.
Hey, Jana, thank you. Appreciate that.
Well, so I don't remember the gent's name,
Okay.
but I can tell you that the name of the book is Forever in 5 Days. Which is completely Googleable, right? So I'm just going to say our
Yep.
killers are a lesbian couple. We've got Gwendolyn Graham and Catherine May Wood. So
Never heard
Gwendolyn,
of
yeah,
it. What was the second name?
Catherine May Wood. So Gwendolyn's date of birth is August 6, 1963. And Catherine's date of birth is 3/7/62.
3/7. And what was the first one again? I'm sorry.
8/6/63.
Okay. So she's still a 6, 10, 11, 28, 30, and she would be a 3. So together they're 9, 3, 6, 9.
Right, which we constantly talk about. So, yep, Renee, it's Graham and Wood.
Yep.
So with them, like the whole story kind of unravels. Again, it's a bunch of hearsay because Wood is actually the outlook. She's never committed a murder.
Okay.
In fact, what actually causes the two to split is that Graham is wanting Wood to kill, which is the conspiracy to commit a sixth, um, to prove her love, and she wouldn't do it. So the two broke up.
Gotcha.
Wood was formerly married. She divulged all of her secrets to her ex-husband because Graham had contacted her at one point, was like, so they're nursing aides. So all of this happened at Alpine Manor. And of course, the 5 victims are elderly. Now, according to the testimony, there are actually 5 other victims. However, those other 5 did not die because they fought so hard to live that they were unsuccessful.
Okay.
But there's no complaints against these nursing aides because they seem well liked by everyone, which again, it's just a great big case of hearsay.
Okay.
So we have 5 actual victims and we have 5 attempted victims.
Well, that's actually common with serial killers, isn't it? Them being well liked and popular and king of the neighborhood and all that other stuff.
Exactly. I mean, they're
Okay.
super social. I mean, some of them are socially awkward, but they're still, like the kind of person that anybody's like, oh, hey, you seem like a cool person. You're low key. Not a big deal.
Right.
So with this, they had a game, so to speak, and their ultimate goal, or rather Graham's goal, was they wanted to find victims that could actually spell out murder with their names.
That's interesting.
Right? So as far as our victims go, so far we've got, well, so far, I mean, she ain't getting out, so it's not gonna happen anymore, but that we're aware of. And with all these low profiles, that's kind of what we just say, because I mean the count could be, yes, they did, Renee. um you know So during the duration of their work history together, they had 40 deaths. 8 of them seemed suspicious, but they couldn't prove anything.
Okay, so there's more.
Because no autopsies were ever performed because they're in a nursing home. It's all deemed to be natural causes.
Yeah.
So nobody's had an autopsy performed on them. As far as the victims that we're aware of, according to Wood's account, you've got a 60-year-old. Her name's Marguerite Chambers. We've got an 89-year-old named Edith Cole. We've got a 95-year-old Myrtle Luce. We've got a 79-year-old May Mason. And then a 79-year-old Belle Bouchard. And then, of course, the one count to, conspiracy to commit.
Right.
Again, they kept souvenirs and told colleagues. If my memory serves me, I did not write this portion down, but only 4 co-workers testified against this couple. And of course, the main witness was Wood herself. So after the breakup, because, Wood wasn't going to kill anyone to prove her love, so they split. Originally, Graham comes from Tyler, Texas. So she left Michigan and actually went back to Texas and worked at a place, where there were infants. And so what was a straw that kind of broke the camel's back is that Wood had said, Graham had contacted her and said, you know what, I just want to grab a baby and smash its head against the wall. And so that's actually what led Wood into confiding into her, ex-husband. And the ex-husband is actually the one who reported.
So there was at least a little bit of morals and scruples and guilt.
Right.
Instead of the full-blown nothing. So, yeah.
Yeah. So what did it just say?
Particularly.
Yeah.
Before that, it said Mexico, right before you started talking about Texas.
Well, so when they went to arrest her, of course, when you're in another state, extradition has to come into play, right? She actually pacified, Graham did a lot of it, to her other colleagues that, were down in Texas, like, oh, it's just a thing. They're just trying to scare us, or scare you or whatever. It's just a hoax. But instead of like physically being picked up and taken into custody, yes, she would. Instead of physically being taken into custody, she actually turned herself in of her own volition.
Really?
Yep, to face her, to face the charges and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this woman definitely has some screws obviously loose. Now, she is also the one who, during the whole proceedings, tried to say, well, you know what, my dad molested me or, pulled in sexual things, when I was a child. But of course, none of that could be proven or corroborated. Again, they don't have any hardcore evidence. It's a completely evidence-free case because there's nothing. Other than maybe some of, the artifacts or the souvenirs that may have been kept. But as far as I am aware, those did not come into play in the courthouse. Again, it's hearsay. And unless you can turn around and prove beyond a reasonable doubt, that those things should come into play, it's going to be blown off. So it's a completely...
How in the hell did they ever get a conviction?
Well, so Wood served her time. She's the one, the rat. They basically went off of her testimony. She was a star witness.
Okay, so sworn testimony.
Yeah.
Pants.
Yeah, so as far as, how they had gotten started, at the time of their relationship, Wood was still married. They figured out that they had, a thing for each other, and they figured out that, their sex life is a lot better. Graham and Wood, not Wood and the husband, via mode of sexual asphyxiation. And that's what kind of started this whole path down, to these murders.
Okay.
Had they not broken up, Lord only knows how many they would have committed. But again, we have to keep in mind that there were 40 patients that had passed away at the time of their tenancy, and 8 of them seemed suspicious. But yet nobody really acted upon it, and only 6 are admittably coming from Wood. Now, granted, she may have other names, she just chose not to speak it.
Right.
So yeah, there's your 8.
Yep. These numbers come out in every one of these almost. Well, I think they have in every one.
Do. And while this isn't like, obviously it's not a high profile case because,
No, I'd never heard of it.
Most people don't, unless you're a crime junkie.
It's you. That's you. And Renee. Wait, she's over there.
I mean, I totally know I'm not alone in the fact that I can't watch these murders or things, like on a movie, but I can sit there and watch Forensic Files for hours, or the first 48, and I'm staring at all these crime scene photos, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, that's cool. Let me see. Show me the position of that again.
Yeah, Shannon used to watch those all the time, and one of the rules in the house was no green Jello. Antifreeze is green. You put antifreeze in the green Jello. It was on a lot of those shows. It was used a lot. It's like no green Jello. She's like, okay, fine.
Yeah, when I was kind of like thumbing through my list, I was like, oh, like at least the first 5 people that I had sitting on my docket. And I'm like, oh yeah, we could talk about this one, or we could do that. They were poisoners. Undetectable poisoners. And a lot of their cases aren't busted open until, they exhume bodies.
Right.
Legitimately, one lady had like 6 deaths of her own children under her belt before anybody even questioned anything. They just said, oh, it's Sid's. Yeah.
It makes you wonder how many of those type of deaths were actually something else. And it's sad.
It is sad. It is sad. Which is probably why, like it contributes to taking a break because, as we know, obviously I'm a very vivid dreamer.
Yes.
Often from person perspective that, it's unpleasant. It's taxing. It really is. It's taxing. Renee will completely love this because, it was last full moon cycle. So we've tracked it now. I always come up with these, very vivid dreams. And of course, this is a case that I would never really talk about. So I'm not, disclosing any future cases, but it is a case, again, outside where somebody's being convicted without hardcore solid evidence. Lacey Peterson. Her husband, Scott Peterson, is being convicted. I mean, seriously, like, yeah, the guy may have been a cheater, right? Whatever, it's not for me to judge, right? That's for the maker. You do what you do, whatever.
Right.
but while his story is super sketchy and all of that, like there's not enough concrete evidence for that conviction, and there's enough witness testimony basically to say the girl was kidnapped. But Renee, why I said that you would love this story, which I didn't love it at the time, but I hadn't watched any of the series. It had been months since I had watched the whole story that came out like on Hulu, and it was, just talking about like the buildup of events, right? Because, obviously he's pending trial and all of that.
Right.
As far as I know, there's not been a conviction, but I had to step back from that, so I'm not really looking into it. But I was stuck in a dream where I was literally her and being drowned. And I couldn't figure it out. Like, there's no reason I should have had that dream. Had I watched something, I would have been like, yeah. But I remember gasping for air and coming up and going, why are you doing this to me? And it was a female. And the female actually looked at me and said, it's because I want your husband. And I woke up and
I
I'm
was just
like,
going to ask if there was
what?
yeah, I was just going to ask if he might have been involved in some kind of affair.
Well, he had a mistress, but you know what? She like flipped the bill and, let every conversation be recorded. He lied to everyone. He lied to cops. He lied to her. Like they have a recording of him that they played in court where he actually had to come clean and was like to her, to the mistress. And was like, listen, the reason why I'm not around or whatever is because my wife is the one that's missing. And she's like, you're married. Like, she legitimately had no freaking clue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's the level of deception there is it's enough to give you the suspicion, just not enough evidence to convict, which unfortunately Lady Justice, man, she's like this. She is freaking blind. And the scales are freaking even. You need to have justifiable proof. But
Yeah,
human emotion always comes into play, which I think
right.
is wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rant for another time.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, I always have these really weird, uncanny dreams, and they're
Well,
unsettling, which is why, you need to step back for a while and take a break and be like, okay, I think that's enough murder stuff.
yeah. Now, do they actually have a cause of death for her?
For Lacey?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they haven't recovered all of her, FYI.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
they recovered the baby because she was 8 months pregnant, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Kidnapped on Christmas Eve. We're gonna say it loosely. Uh, yeah. So the cause of death is drowning, but there is evidence she didn't have a head. Her head wasn't recovered, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I'm not going to dive too deep into the thought
Nah.
chambers on it.
Nah. Nah. We'll leave that go.
Fetus was expelled after time of death because that is something that can always be traced and tracked.
Yep.
But they did recover parts of her and the baby. Yeah, it was a really high profile case, but of course, it's not every day that you have a pregnant wife go missing on Christmas Eve, where the husband is like every news media outlet, find my wife, the family. Like, it was just a consistent
Right.
thing. But back to our case.
Yes. Sir.
Which is why we don't cover the high profiles, because at least the 5 victims out of our case, this is why we call it the forgotten. Because nobody knows about them.
Okay.
What do you got?
Well, I heard a car door, and I thought I heard somebody tromping through the snow in my yard.
Hmm.
See if the doorbell rings.
Bong bong.
Oh, 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 oh. 5:55. There's a 10. 5:55. 44. There's 9 and 11. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm start. Here, I'm drooling.
Numbers alert. He's drooling.
Thank you, Renee. You made my night too.
Yeah. So the forgotten. So speaking of, because it's been a hot minute since we've actually been on, and not to go off on another tangent, but if y'all are just joining us, if you weren't here for our first episode, do you remember his name, Keith? Our first
Jubert.
episode.
Wasn't it Jubert?
Jubert. Good job.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you remember these things.
Once in a while it functions. The brain. Just to clarify, the brain just
You know,
I'm shut off.
other times I'm just your processor. It's all good. We process
Every computer
for
needs
each
a good
other.
processor. There you go. Yes.
But yeah, so Jubert, Eberly and Walden. I've got a park not far from my house, which I actually mentioned in episode 1. I had sent our episode because it is a local case, and they should be remembered, and people should still be on alert that these people still wander the earth. I ended up actually sending that out to a city chat. I sent it out to the mayor because he's a personal friend, and it was extremely glorious. Like a moment. I can't even begin to tell you the feeling on it.
Do it. Give yourself one.
That
Give yourself
yeah,
one right now.
that they all had gotten together and started a fund to fund the Forgotten Victims Memorial, and talking about Eberly and Walden specifically. And it was something that I'm not one for notoriety. I never really have been. So I didn't come out and be like, yo, come on, y'all. Give a little recognition. I didn't, but it was just very humbling to see.
Absolutely.
They're not going to be forgotten. They're not just a little park down the hill where a bunch of kids are going to go, well, who is that? Why is it named that?
Yep.
Or adults, because let's face it, man, that happened in the 80s. Unless you're me, my daughter's generation certainly doesn't know anything about those two. She does because she's my daughter.
Right.
But her generation as a whole, and I mean, even her parents might not, because you have so many people transplanting into La Vista that they really are forgotten, and they shouldn't be. So I think that's kind of my goal. Oh, they're creepy, Renee, aren't they?
I'm gonna have to do that, but not right now.
Yeah, Keith. They are creepy. So I think that's kind of my goal, is our goal. As we
Getting
go
the
through it, maybe
victims
we
some
can
recognition.
find like chats or whatever to put our show out to be like, hey, we recognize your victims. Maybe you should too. Or here's us
That'd be
paying a
cool.
little homage to a part of your history.
Yeah, they might appreciate that.
They might. I mean, you never know. But then again, they might be like, yo, you didn't get permission to speak about this. So we might have to
Investigate the laws of such things.
It's all public record, man. I could go to any court
Yeah.
and just pull it right on up. It's all a matter of public record.
Right. Yeah. Actually, we shouldn't be having any legal issues doing this.
No. No, there's really no red tape here. The only red tape I ever find myself in is like when I was talking about the local one. But I think I was very good at not disclosing names, because I'm in pharmacy land.
Right.
Everything can be considered a HIPAA violation. So I was very careful. I towed the line. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a heebie-jeebie thing. Renee sent me a picture of one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're not.
One of them got
Did
a
she
crooked
send
nose
Wood
like
or
I do.
Graham?
What's that?
Did she send Wood or Graham?
Let me look here. I can't read the name.
Because does she have glasses?
Yes,
So that's going to be Graham, I believe.
and then the other one's a short-haired blonde
Yeah.
in the same photo.
Yeah.
She's the one with the
Yes.
crooked nose. So a blonde with a crooked nose.
My glasses are not on tonight.
I got the glasses.
I think actually in her booking photo, I think she did have sunglasses on. Are they sunglasses?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
sunglasses.
Yeah.
But it just amazes me all of the similarities of all the killers that you have brought on this show. I can relate to somehow,
Mm-hmm.
and I get off these shows and I'm not kidding. I'm just sitting here going, I'm so thankful that I found the strength to reach out for help when I did. I
Yeah.
really am. It does. It did. It doesn't anymore because I know I'm never going to go there. But it frightened me for a little while, seeing how similar my life, my thoughts, my actions, they were in the past, and I'm very very thankful
Yeah.
that I got that
Well,
information.
and now you got a good team of people who are basically going to whack you if you step out of line. So,
Absolutely, love you for it.
Well, join our conversation. We're talking about our forgotten serial killers.
Let me see here. See if I can do this. She is watching on YouTube. Do you by chance have a Facebook account or an email address that I can send a link to?
Oh, yes, we're talking about like pulling you physically onto the show. FYI.
Yeah, all the comments that you're not actually seeing any comments. I run 3 separate live feeds, one to my Otter's Den Facebook, one to COVID
Yep.
Paranormal Facebook, and then one to my YouTube channel.
I'm actually seeing those comments come through. No Facebook though.
Okay. If I put the link in the YouTube, then anybody can click it, and so if you could throw me an email address, I could send it to you to an email address. All the other comments we're reading and throwing up here are on the Facebook pages. So and I think she said she doesn't have a Facebook. She doesn't have Facebook. Hang on. I'm gonna try something here. Oh, here, I'll do this because I can remove comments off of the YouTube. Here. Okay, click that link, and then we'll bring you on for a couple minutes.
Yes, because I got a little one to get to bed still. We are.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh wait, no, we're not going to talk politics
No
tonight.
politics.
Not tonight. Nope. I get into politics on another show that I do, or a couple of them, but on this one we stay out of the politics. We're
I get a
only
little feisty.
yeah, we're only talking serial killers here. Oh, I can still see that booking photo. It's just deeply, deeply.
I know some of them will, like the one, like some of them just steer right into your mind, right?
Yep.
Jubert has always been that one for me.
Yep. Motaz, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. I'm not a
I
person
was
that
gonna
can be
go with
bought.
Montaz, but
That could be, but if you're offering me $40,000, I'm good where I'm at. I don't need your money. Appreciated, but I'm not one that can be bought. So thank you for the offer, though.
So does anyone, Renee? Usually you're my little Gabby girl. Anything else we're wanting to know about these two?
Anybody got any questions? Oh,
Yeah,
he's a
Tom,
prince.
it can be.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a prince. Are you from Nigeria?
Listen, politics. That's not political. I'm so sorry.
Dubai. Okay, Dubai.
Hey, Robin.
Hey, Robin, how you doing? Tom. Oops, hang on.
Right? It really is. And Tom takes the award for the night.
Yes.
Nickel.
Nickel. He gets a nickel.
There you go. You get a nickel.
Nickel for a pickle.
I got a nickel. I got a nickel. Gosh darn it.
I got you.
You did. You really did. Now that's going to be stuck in my head. Wait. I got one for you there, Keith. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Snape. Severus Snape. You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm going to have to watch it afterwards. People, if you have not seen that video, you have got to Google it and watch it. You will giggle through the whole damn thing. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
I know it's Potter Pals.
Potter Pals?
Mysterious Ticking. Yeah, Potter Pals, Mysterious Ticking.
Whose nails? My nails or her nails? We got a troll.
Oh, my nails? Yeah. So my polish is coming off. And my nails are really long. Yes, they're all natural, real, authentic. I mean,
nice. Oh, here we got a question. Yay.
I do not have a time limit. So I've actually got one in the roster, in the hopper, if you will, that it takes place in the 1800s, and that's all I'm going to say.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, so I basically have no time limit, no time frame, Was the troll comment about my what's on my nails? Oh, it's maybe for somebody else. Anyways, no. I was gonna say it's actually a buck. It's not a troll, but I love trolls. Both kinds,
that's not
because then I like to jack with them online. So
right, that's not what I meant by that comment. But yeah, it's all good. I did not know that.
Oh yeah, you know who else passed away?
Who's that? Oh,
I
Marianne
was gonna, yes, I was gonna call you because the song.
Wells. Diane Wells. Is that her name?
Think so. Don't quote me. That's beyond my time.
It's not beyond mine. I used to have a crush on that woman. Let me tell you what. The heck with Ginger. Nah, I'm a Marianne man.
That's because you's a country boy.
Gilligan, he was right on target, going after Marianne.
Dude, we totally called my Uncle Gilligan.
It just said hot. I kid you not.
See, there you go.
If I could get this up so you could see the words, but the light, it just won't do it.
Yeah, so to answer that question of basing characters off of actual events and people, that's what this show is about. So if that's what that's referring to, if not, I apologize. The only time that I didn't do a real, we're going to say that loosely, because while he wasn't real and he was very much a movie character, he was still loosely based off of an encounter with a child who was like him to a smidgy degree.
Yeah.
But the only time that we did that was when we had fun on Halloween, or I had fun rather, and Keith was the only one who guessed that, that my killer was actually Michael Myers.
Yes,
But
I got one.
yes.
Probably the only one I'll ever get, but I got one. I'm proud.
Exactly. But no, the whole premise of the show is actual serial killers who have committed at least 5 or less murders. So they kind of, were busted out early in their career. But it's not so much about them as much as it is about the forgotten ones whose lives were taken extremely too soon.
Yeah.
So that's the basis of our show. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the question. Sorry if nobody
Yeah.
else had seen that.
I missed it.
I kind of see these comments as they pop up and I try to grab them as quick as possible.
Yep. Yeah, because I'll get to talking and I'll miss them. I mean, the whole page will scroll by and I'm like, oh, crap.
Yeah. Yes, Renee, I did get you on Halloween. That was so perfect. I even kind of got you just a little bit tonight.
A little bit.
Little bit. I think we were both, like you were typing in the names as I was getting ready to say them.
It's all good, though. We have fun here. We like
do.
giggles.
After all the serious business is all talked about.
Don't inhale when you take a drink. Just saying.
Dude, I did that with my own spit the other day. How ridiculous is that?
So, Tom, you got even with me for me making you choke on your chocolate. Yeah, here we
There's
go.
that karma. And what is
Balance.
this full moon about?
Balance. Balance karma. It is releasing. Oh, and it is beautiful. I can see it through the window. Releasing everything, all the negativity, all the negative energies, negative people, relationships that did not serve you well in 2020. You do your full moon ritual and you release all that back to the universe to make room for new to come in this new year.
Yeah.
And
I had actually heard, I think it was from Kelly, don't quote me, but I had heard that this was not a full moon that you actually wanted to make any moon water with.
So, I do every full moon. I have my specific reasons.
Yeah, because of its cycle and its phase and what it's releasing. Like these last 3 cycles, I feel like you've had to have been really careful.
Yes.
And really direct. Because
yes.
the closing phases are Today's rough.
Yeah, it's the energy is going to last for at least another 3 days, if not the rest of the week, or a week. Usually hits 3 days before, 3 days after. Give or take. Everybody's different on how sensitive they are. Me, I usually start feeling it about a week before. It finally wears off about a week later. Um, I was a little rough last night. Had things coming up that I needed to purge. Um, did some work before I went to bed. Had some words and set my intentions before I went to sleep. I woke up, and except for being grumpy, my temper was hot today. I don't know what it was, but
I woke up
I
in
guess I just
about
needed
a
to
cranky
clear
mood
my throat
too.
chakra. But I dreamed. I remembered my dreams. Um, I'm still putting it together, but three of my spirit animals were there with me. My bear, um, I'll say mountain lion, and I believe it was my wolf. And we were, I don't know what we were doing, but we were doing something. Um,
We don't want to
but I woke up.
know.
No, not that girl. I forgot you think like I do. Um, when I woke up in a good mood, I felt strong. I haven't felt this strong, this strength in a long time. In a while. So it's been a really good day for me today. I've been in a good mood. I've been laughing and giggling and I know what and who I need to release, and I've set my mind to it. I put that into my intentions tonight. Um, but I know my pattern. I have one or two good days, and then the universe says, "Okay, you got through that. Let's work through this."
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Kickstart.
Well, I woke up a rather salty dog today, and I was just cranky. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, I'm sure you could tell in between like our messages together just throughout the day that I was just like one worded, right?
I felt it.
Um, I'm usually a dead giveaway, and I try not to inflict pain on anyone else when I'm that way. But, um, I think I had just gotten done with a 3-day migraine. That storm finally pushed through, and I woke up with one again. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
Like, if
my
I
neck,
could seriously embed lapis lazuli into my brain, I would.
inner. It's just said inner.
Yeah,
As you
is
were
it
talking
the
about putting the
pineal
tone in your
cyst
brain.
that I've got going on here?
Yeah, we got to work on that.
That's actually what they're blaming it on. So that's health disclosure, and it's my own, so it's not a HIPAA violation.
Right.
I've got a pineal cyst, which I had never even heard of until they're like, "Hey, this is what you got," and I'm like, "What? What is that?" But they discussed multiple options if I chose to take them. Of course, it requires me to have a few more scans, check for growth, and all of that crap. Don't worry, I'm not dying. We're good. Y'all ain't free me yet. But like one of the options are like, oh yeah, we can remove it. You ain't dissecting my brain.
No,
Nah,
no,
ain't happening.
no.
So
Um,
so
I'll
if
be
I can
taking
avoid
my,
anything, I'm going to.
yeah, I don't blame you. I'll be taking my Reiki Master's test here very soon. The book is on its way to me. Once I get that done and passed, get my certification, get my symbols, we're going to start working on that, see if we can make a difference.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, if all I have to deal with for the rest of my life is migraines because the weather is shifting, I've been dealing with this for a really long time now.
Yeah,
To
it's
no
my back of my
avail.
neck.
I mean, I went gluten free. I went vegan. I went, you know, I've had surgeries of other varieties to, that rules out, any hormonal weirdness. And it purely is pressure systems. And
Yeah,
I can't escape that in life. I mean, come on.
no. And it's more than just barometric pressure, from weather changes.
Hmm.
It's the full moon cycles. It changes the energy out there, which the human body is affected by greatly, actually. Even You walking into Walmart, everybody else's energies can trigger what? A migraine, because of all the energies. It's energy.
I do Walmart.com or Walmart pickup because y'all, I don't people in the best fashion.
I
Not
used to be
only
that
am I
way.
immunocompromised and I don't want the rest of the world's crap, and no, it's not like COVID fear mongering, blah, 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 because
Right.
I can die from pneumonia and the flu just as easily as I can from anything else. I
Yep.
would rather not have nasty people around me, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Just, I have my limits.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that energy, it does stick with you. It really does.
It does. It does. There's things that I see on Facebook that I'm like, oh, we need to take a break from that because your energy that you're putting out with what you're typing, and I'm one of those where I can read every intention behind every keyboard click.
Feel it. Feel it.
Yes. Then I'm just
Text
like,
message,
okay, we just
Facebook
gonna take a
message.
break.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
know if you're pissed, if you're sad, if
Mm-hmm.
you're I won't go there, but I used to tell, in relationships, I'm like, you can't lie to me.
Right. Can you tell if
Right.
Lola's still on, by the way?
I don't know if she is. Lola, are you still on? Lola, Lola, Lola. Sorry.
Lola. La 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 Lola.
We are
Amen.
too, Robin, and I'm glad those crystals are doing you some good.
Yeah,
She went,
anytime anyone wants to chat crystals, hit us
yeah,
up.
she went through a rough patch and is recovering, and that's awesome. I'm
Good.
happy for that. Really am, truly.
I need to get back in line and start hitting my tarot deck again.
Yeah, we need to start doing the card of the week and the stone of the week on the page again.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
not
thinking
going
about
to
that.
jump into that too fast. I got to get my cards back in with my energy.
Yep. Just so you're aware, I got me a new deck coming.
Oh,
Um,
yeah?
I may have had a few the other night while scrolling Facebook and like, oh, I like those. I gotta have them.
Isn't that funny how they draw you? Oh, my goodness. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
mine was the Egyptian deck. And I spilled some soda on them once
Uh-oh.
upon a time. Got a new deck, didn't really love it as much.
Well,
And I let the old ones dry out, and then I started using them again.
the decks call you. You don't pick the decks. The decks pick you.
Amen.
I got to be careful on how I talk because sometimes I talk too fast and my vowels don't come out right. So if I'm talking about a tarot deck, I really have to be cautious and over pronunciate. So if I start talking like this, that's why. So I don't say the wrong word accidentally.
You're so funny. Do you know what happened today? So, I'm working from home now.
Yeah.
And one of the perks of that is we all know that I'm a water baby. I would be a self proclaimed mermaid if I could, let me tell you what. But uh, I had taken a bath. I've taken a bath on my lunch breaks nearly every single day since I have been home now. And it is just beautiful.
Hey, you're
But
working from home.
that's right. That's right. I mean, I got a total hour. Like, seriously, it takes me 5 minutes to smoke my cigarette. And then I'm just like, yeah, hey, we're going to take a bath now because we got a whole hour to eat away. But my dad come home. My mom and dad did some running around. And no, I don't live with my parents. That's a story for a whole nother thing. But I mean, I may as well live there. Let's just be honest. But I was talking to my dad as I'm standing at the door having my last cigarette, talking to my pops, and I'm like, "Yeah, I had a lunch with my bath, or I had a lunch on my bath." And I was like, "Wait a minute. I had a bath on my lunch." And he laughed so hard because I always reverse. what I'm trying to say.
I do things like that, and the wrong word will come out at times. I mean, just total nonsense. I'll be rattling off a sentence, and peanut butter sandwiches will come out right in the middle of it, and I'll just keep rolling with it. And my dad used to do that. That was due to dementia. Mine's due to the car accident. It just and sometimes like when I'm talking and I'm like, the words are here, I can't get them here. So
That's like a
it
recent
takes
thing. So I wonder if that's a twin connection. Another thing that we just never really talked about.
possibly, very possibly.
So the whole reason I was asking for Lola is because I was gonna give her a huge pump. I watched that episode. Great
Oh, yes.
freaking job, girl. Like, I am proud of you.
Hang on a
I had
second.
no
Let me see.
idea what her show was going to be about whatsoever, and I was
She
blown
kept it
away.
quiet.
She
Hang on,
sure
she's online.
did.
Let me have her pop back on.
Yeah, I was really proud. I completely forgot that I had asked for her.
Yep, I just sent her a message. Hey, pop back on the show, please. Says she's online, active.
She might be working, though.
That could be.
We'll find out, regardless.
Oh yeah, we'll be on for a couple more minutes here.
And for our newcomers, I always like to say this every episode. But if you have somebody in mind, whether it be from your local area or people that you feel like should be remembered in any capacity, serial killers, what have you, by
Yeah.
all means, shoot a message. In the title line, there, the opening line, throw in there, for Michelle's eyes only, Lola. Girl, wait, we should ask her. Wait, she can hear me. Lola, are you in a good position to do a quick little pop onto our show here really fast? But anyways, continue my thought before I got lost. If you have killers, just message me. I will be and we'll guest feature you on the show. Uh, we'll let you tip out clues and everything else right along with us. We would love to have you.
Yes.
Yes.
How about it, Ola? You want to pop on for just a second?
You'll love it, I promise.
Okay. Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
My gray streak. Oh my gosh.
Mine.
It's the only place I have it, y'all. Right here. Right here. My mother has
I've
the
got
same thing.
I got some up in here, but they blend in really well with the blonde, so it's hard to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to start going. My main issue is not at turning gray, but losing it.
Tea tree oil.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Like wash your hair with it?
Yep. It will cleanse out your follicles, so it actually helps with new growth.
I'm writing that down.
So does rosemary oil. I've got a few things. You know what? I'll hit you up after the show. I'll let you know. I got a bag of goodies.
Okay. Sounds good. Hang on. Sent you a link. All you got to do is click it. Like a Bic, you flick it. The link, you click it.
Clicky, clicky. It's all painless, isn't it?
Only hurts if we get ornery. Okay, she saw the link. Awkward silence.
Da da da. And obviously, you can tell we're just nothing but a bunch of goofballs.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. We like laughing and giggling and having fun, right? And there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. As the
Good for the
Joker
soul.
would say, why so serious, son?
Yeah, it's good for the soul. It's good for your vibration. It's good for your health. Good for healing.
You know what else is good for the soul? I went for a pedicure the other day. That's what I looked like in the chair.
I've never had one of those.
The next time you come in town, we're gonna glam you up. I promise I won't do makeup on you. Oh, and Lola, I usually have to open mine in the internet because I'm not on a laptop. I'm on my phone. I don't know if that helps.
Okay. Yeah, Tommy was on his cell phone the other night, and it worked for him. So I think it just depends on what kind of phone you have and stuff like that. So iPhone versus Android.
Right,
Still
or your
working on it.
preference.
Yeah.
It is 9/11.
Why, yes, it is. Now who's seeing numbers, girl?
What was it that we were talking about the other night about 9/11? Why am I
don't know.
mentioning that?
Hi, Ashley. Thanks for popping on.
Hello.
She's gonna wave. If I'm gonna give myself a plug here, if anybody likes Hollywood movies, Hollywood directors, etc. The other night I actually had Tommy Bull on my show. He directed things such as like Miami Vice. He's got some new movies coming out. Does videos. Had an awesome conversation with him. Word of warning: we did get a little political in the middle. Just saying. Him and I think alike, and it just the conversation got changed, and I finally got her back on track though. So I did do that.
See, there's a reason my migraine kept me down that day.
There you go. There you go. It's blocking her mic and camera. Might have to go into settings and give her permission.
Is it the phone or the laptop?
On the computer, on the laptop, I believe.
Or computer. Shouldn't
Yeah,
assume.
computer. Right. Let me try to send you another link to click. It's going to be the same thing, but I'll send you a fresh one. Maybe that'll do it.
Oh, on your phone. Okay. Ashley, we're totally glad that you enjoyed that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hopefully, I'm gearing Keith a little bit towards allowing me to side jockey his shows so I can chime in and be like, so and so has this pertinent question or comment.
We can do that. We can do that.
As much as I love talking to y'all in the chats, trust me, I totally do. I love it.
Thank you, Renee. Can't say what yet, but me and Howie Odell have a little venture that we're looking into. So be watching out for that. That should be interesting. So not only would I be on these, I might also be on Blog Talk Radio on the Rift Radio Network. So here we go. Let's step out of that comfort zone and start taking phone calls too.
Yep. And if you don't want to step out of it, I will gladly push you assistively.
That's what somebody had to do to get me to talk at the paranormal conference 2 years ago. And I'm doing a better job of doing it myself, being a big boy, deciding, okay, it's time, let's do this. So I
Well,
can do it.
I get it. It's hard if you're not like that personality,
Yeah,
I get
the
it.
most difficult part for me for doing something like this is I can have all the questions written down in the world that I want to ask my guest. But if the answers are short, if the conversation doesn't roll, we're left there with 45 minutes, or I'll get, it's a short answer and my brain freezes, because of this. And I'm like, shit, there's silence. What do I do? And I just, okay, how about
That's
this?
why that's why you often hear Keith say, "Michelle, what is the?" And I'll like plug. We have our
um,
cues. We assistively help.
Lola is saying device is not connected. Let me remove it. And try to click it again. Maybe she's not supposed to come on tonight. I don't know. If it's not the purpose, then we'll give her the plug.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Hey Jeff, how you doing? Sorry I could not make your show. I totally forgot that we moved ours because of New Year's tomorrow. I wanted to get on there, but I will definitely try to catch it later. If ladies and gentlemen, look this guy up on Facebook. Go to his once again, I'm blanking on the name. Help me with the name of your show, man. We were just talking about how I blank out. Perfect timing for that. Put the name of the show in here. Go check it out. It is awesome. I try not to miss an episode. Him and his wife, epic.
Man, I promise you all that Lola is worth the wait here.
Let me check.
And if not, we will definitely find a route around.
Well,
maybe have her on next sequence, get things all set up.
There's a secret. All I'm going to say, there's a secret. Yes, bridging the gaps and lioness roar. You're going to want to check those out. I'm they start talking. I'm just like, oh, look, I'm learning. Oh, that's me. Oh, that's me too. I'm learning. Yeah, help me, feed me.
I usually benefit from all of that. Let me tell you what.
January 5th, I believe, I'm actually going to be on Jeff's show.
Ooh, I will be there.
You got it worked out. So that would be an awesome one to check out. Okay,
all
Lola,
right,
that's
so
no problem.
I won't disclose a terrible amount here. I'm not going to. But we will get Lola on another show. We'll work out all the kinks there. However, girl, dude, you totally hit that out of the park. I mean, amazing job. I am so freaking proud of you.
Some of what one thing especially I noticed was like in the beginning, as they're panning over and stuff like that. A lot of the camera work was better than some of the camera work they do on the TV shows. So kudos on that. You rocked it. You did.
You totally did.
So put the name of your YouTube channel in the comments here. Let's get you some more subscribers, girl.
And get you on the show because it's totally worth a pump on here. Like, you knocked it out of the park, sister.
Seriously. Word I'm not going to say loosely. I don't want to do that.
You amaze me, like, seriously, daily. Like, if I could have a spirit person not an animal, person, it would freaking be Lola. Because, girl, you come out swinging daily. You do. I mean, own it.
That's it.
You're my hero in a in a fashion, and I'm really proud of you. I really am. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that, and that you get the proper
Me too.
love spread on your new adventure.
I'm trying to find it now, and I'm not having luck naturally. If you want, throw a link to your page in here. That way people can find it. Just throw it right in the comments.
Yeah, we'll get around to talk about it because truthfully, it's one everyone needs to see.
Thank you. That means a lot, man. That means a lot.
I'm just full of a bunch of killer facts.
I see what you did there. And you're going to start making cereal jokes.
Reel that back in.
Yep, there it is. Okay, Lola got her page in there, so go check that out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
She's gonna be doing some more episodes, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, on that note, does anyone have any questions or anything they want to pop in there before? Yes, thanks, Renee. Somebody needs to tell my daughter that I was punny because she thinks mom's a dud.
I need to go to the doctor so I can get snapped, crackled, and popped.
Actually, I'm following this guy. He's a chiropractor, and he makes a lot of sense explaining about migraines and necks. And I'll shoot his information over to you. It was really interesting. You might find it interesting.
Okay.
He's asking you bone placement and all of that.
Yeah, you get the weight of a dime on a nerve, and it can reduce the functionality of that nerve by like 10, 20, 30%. I can't remember the exact number, but it's amazing how little it takes. And when you figure those nerves not only run your fingers and toes, they run your lungs, they run your stomach, they run your kidneys, and all those nerves, I was essentially decapitated. My skull was knocked off my spine a half inch. Shouldn't be here. Thank you. And
You're
the hospital
missed
it. Yeah, they missed that. They missed the fracture in my neck. They missed the fracture in my back, and they sent me home. They let me walk out of that hospital. If I had the right lawyer, I could have had a millionaire. All I wanted to do was get my neck operated on, so I was the way I was. That's all I wanted. I didn't want any extra money. I just wanted to get fixed.
And I ended up taken care of.
Yeah, I ended up getting screwed by the lawyer I was, forced to hire back then. And long story short, I still have issues, and the damage is done. It's for pain management, just to keep it straight. But it also helps your immune system. The better your spine is, the better your immune system. A lot of people don't know that.
Well, mine must be a hot diggity dog mess, because the Lord have mercy. Yeah, girl, you and I'm telling you, there's a freaking connection there.
Her and me too, because I was kind of beheaded in this life and she was in her last.
Past lives.
While you're thinking on the chiropractor thing, it's a good idea to find a good one you like, one that doesn't over adjust you or under adjust you. I go to Dr. Wall in Crete. It's like a 40-minute drive, but he's worth it. He knows me. He knows my injuries. He knows how to make me move. And I walk out usually, feeling really good. Sore from the adjustment naturally, but I'm good for a while. But it makes a difference on the way you think, your attitude. it's a good, even if you're not in pain, it's a good idea to go in once in a while and just get an adjustment to make sure everything's in line. Because you might be twisted out just a little bit and not notice it. But if you're at a place where you're out big time, you can't hardly walk, then you go in, you wait 2 or 3 weeks to go in, then you get adjusted back, then your body's got to get used to that, and you're sore for another 3 weeks because you're healing, from the adjustment of being back in place.
Dude, hearing about like getting back in line and all of that stuff totally reminds me of the first session that we had where I was so jacked up the Reiki session that I had like literally, y'all, one chakra, two
You had
reversed.
you had your head up your ass.
I was a literal butthead.
Your root, and I think, was it your crown or your third? It was your third, I think. Was it your third or was it your crown?
It was my crown.
Okay. Yeah, your root and your crown were actually in the wrong freaking place. So spiritually, you literally had your head up your ass, and I had to remove them, clean them off, and put them in the right place.
I was a butthead, y'all. Sad. So sad. No wonder my eyes are brown.
There you go. Now we know.
Blame that on my mom.
I did a session on a girl the other night, and her third was she has gifts, and she did not want, because of the things she had in her home, she did not want to see. So she managed somehow to turn her third eye completely around.
Yeah.
So we cleansed her home, got everything out of it. I sat her down. It's like, okay, here we go. And I turned that baby back around, checking on her.
And I tell you what, Jeff, my whole immune system is shut down. Of course, I have Crohn's disease, but it's like obviously something is severely out of whack. But you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, stronger the central nervous system synapses emits, the stronger electrical impulses to the organs. When they all get a great energetic supply, your body can fight off sickness and illness. That is absolutely correct. Thank you for that.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Well, I have a little pollywog that needs to go, and night. We are coming off of our winter break, so we have to start the whole adjustment that, we're going to be going back to school amidst the variants of COVID and everything else.
Absolutely. I completely get it. Renee, get with me on that. I can hook you up. I know a guy.
We all may know a guy.
All righty. Yep, I got to go too. I got to make a couple phone calls.
Yes.
I have heard of that happening to people. Yes, absolutely. It's very important. Spinal health is very important. Now, on that note, that was an awesome closing time. Good information for closing the show up. It's going to get people thinking, and they're going to sit back and they're like, oh, maybe I should go in. But thank you so much.
But insurance only allows me so many a year.
I hear you. Thank you so much for everybody for popping in, joining in, listening, giggling with us, laughing with us, thinking we're crazy. We don't care. It's very much appreciated. We love having fun with you guys on this show, and sometimes we do get into the good stuff too that we do on the other shows. So it all makes sense. It makes me happy. It helps me. It helps my attitude, which helps my immune system. Just saying.
Yes.
So it's greatly appreciated. So on that note, thank you, Michelle.
Totally think we should consider a show convergence.
Do both of them at the same time in the same show?
Yeah.
And we can talk about that.
because I would love, with everything that we throw out and as much as Joni knows about astrology and all of that, that would be awesome.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked
We
about
have.
doing something with Joni.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you're bringing her on with this one or something different?
Either or, whatever. Let's
Okay.
get with her. Let's talk about it.
Okay. So I got to watch how many shows I get going here.
Right? Right? Exactly. Exactly. And just saying, there might be a Michelle special somewhere down the pipeline.
Hey, ain't nothing
Not
wrong with that.
disclosing details, but I might one night hog up the
All right.
Otter's den.
Let's get her done. Let's get
It's
her
the
done.
year.
I'll kick you in the butt. I'll kick you right on that screen.
Yeah, you will. All right, friends. Well, as always, take care of yourselves. And, if you come up with any ideas, message us, message me, send me friend requests, and let's get you on the show.
All right. Sounds good. On that, night, everybody.
Bye.